Hello E39 source, Luke here with an update video on my 2000 Avis Blue E39 M5. It's been about a year since I did my last update video, which I believe was back in October of 2017. So I figured it was time to give an update on the car and really what's happened with it over the past year. But to be honest, not much has changed with the car. As you can see, it still has the Facelift Taillights Euro spec headlights, which I installed with Ryan. There's actually a video on the E39 source channel covering the installation back, I believe that was like in September of 2014, about a month after I got the car. So let's see what else. So one of the biggest, start out actually just kind of with a walk around of the car. As you know, as many of you know, it is finished in Avis Blue Metallic. The paint code is 276. A lot of people confuse it with Le Mans Blue, which is a very similar color. It's a little bit more purple and a little bit darker. Avis is actually particularly rare, especially in North America, as only 202 examples were brought over. And I'm not sure how many exist today. One of the other things, I covered a lot of this in my previous update video from last year, is there is a new front bumper cover, which is, I guess, not so new anymore. As of about 2 summers ago, that was replaced due to, first of all, one of the previous owners had to install a front plate, so there was drill holes in the original, as well as someone actually hit the original bumper and cracked it quite badly in this general vicinity here. One of the really biggest upgrades, if you can call it that I've done on the car in the past couple of months is actually have Michelin Pilot 4S's installed, which they're absolutely fantastic tire. They've exceeded my expectations. They're actually the first performance summer tire I've had on this car, crazily, under my ownership. I had Michelin all-season 3s put on it right when I picked up the car because the original tires were dry rotting. And I had those on the car actually I went through 2 sets of rears, and then the original ones actually lasted. I don't daily drive the car, so they've lasted for about 3.5 years, and I had all 4 replaced back in June with the Pilot Sport 4S's, and it's just completely transformed the way the car drives. One thing that you may notice is the car still has the pre-facelift taillights, the non-LED sealless technology ones, and that is something that I go back and forth a lot. Part of me, it just kind of bothers me, mostly OCD, that I have to modify the frame, the chassis of the car, doing some pounding and drilling to fit the updated units. I wish they were a direct plug and play, but unfortunately that's not the case. At the same time, they just look so much more modern at night. I really do like the pre-facelift 2000s, especially with the M5 specific, unique, clear indicator lenses. So for the time being, I'm still going to keep the 2000, the original taillights, but it does kind of bother me that half of the car is facelifted, the front end is, but the rear is not. As I covered in my previous video, the car has 3M crystalline 40% tint, which was installed, I guess, probably about 2 years ago. I still can't believe I've had this car for just over 4 years now, which just blows my mind. It's completely, the past 4 years of ownership have completely flown by. This car is still every bit as fun and as enjoyable as it was the day I got it back in August of 2014, and I have absolutely no plans of parting ways with this car, really, if ever. So now let's just do a little overview of the interior of the car. So this car, as many of you probably recall, is equipped with the Silverstone all leather or full leather interior. Let me adjust the white balance there to get a better look. The option code, this BMW spec code for this interior for you nerds out there, is 06SS. This color combo is very rare actually, given that there are Avis Blue on the full all leather Silverstone interior. There are only 18 of them in North America, to my knowledge. So let me just climb in and kind of give an update on the mileage of the car. So, shut that bank vault door. I just love the way these doors close. So get it to focus. I'm kind of going against the sun right now, so The car is currently sitting at 110,696 miles, which is not super low, but relatively compared to a lot of these cars, it's on the lower side, I guess. The Alcantara Headliner has faced the test of time quite well. There's really no areas where it's failing or peeling, which is still really nice. I did actually replace, let me let that focus, the Titan line trim probably about 3 years ago now, after an unfortunate incident with Leathereek actually caused the original trim to react and it damaged the finish on a couple of the pieces. So I think the original trim probably had sun damage too, which contributed to that. But given that a couple of the pieces were damaged and I could not have a non-matching set, being me, I'm crazy, I ended up buying an entirely new set, which was expensive, but I think was well worth it because it looks really, really good. This car is also equipped, as I covered in my previous video, with the E6545 short shifter, or the shifter linkage and shift lever. Let that focus. I'm fighting against the sun here, but the shifts are actually it's the perfect balance. It's not too notchy, but it's very precise, and the shifts are pretty short. And I have that paired with the OEM leather shift knob. I've considered going with the ZHP knob, but I do like the look and the feel of the original knob with the backlighting, which is pretty cool. Maintenance-wise too, really, in the past year, this car's been an absolute joy. Apart from routine oil changes, and tires. That's really all I've really had to do to this car since my last update video from last fall, which I cannot complain, and I'm more than happy about. So I know this video is pretty short. I don't have too much to cover. I guess I could kind of cover driving the car, but it's stock, which is actually another thing. The exhausted stock that I want to replace on the car it's taking me too long. I should have done this now, but I'm planning on doing it probably within the next month or two, is to do a Eisman Race exhaust 76mm with the Rogue resonated X pipe. Exactly the same setup that Ryan has actually done. I heard it on his car, and it's the perfect balance, I think. So I'm gonna copy him on that one and definitely liven up the car quite a bit. Because the stock exhaust, I get why they made it quiet from the factory, but it's just too quiet, I think. So thank you for tuning in. This was really short, but I just wanted to give a bit of an update on the car. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching.